first touchdown of the year. 121st of his career, first of the year. But the man right now, the truth hurts. Let's go. Is it Hurts so good? Shout out Mellencamp Twitter, 2614. Jalen Hurts got it. Greg Ward, 2 touchdowns yesterday. Only 15 yards receiving, but 2 touchdowns from Hurts. And Hurts looked really good. First and goal, 26-20 now Arizona. He's going to run. Watch this play. Takes the hit from Budda Baker, who wraps him up and drags him in there. I mean, this was almost an angry run, but this is a strong-bodied dude right here. He reminds me more and more of Dak Prescott physically. Carson Wentz, DNP CD, fourth quarter, tied now, 26-20. This play is so stupid. Are you out of your mind, DeAndre? Watch the replay of this thing. Look at the coverage. It hits him in the face. His hands are really big. It's well publicized, and he squeezes it. Awesome play by Nuke. Da bomb. All right, though, so here we go. Can you be a hero? Down a touchdown. We're going to go all the way to the Hail Mary. And look at this. Jalen's going to go to our guy, Travis Fulgham. And he almost pulls it in a year in which Hail Marys are so hot. There was even one completed by the Niners yesterday in a loss. But the Eagles do take the loss. There's the two friends posing for pictures. Say Pepsi. No, say whatever sponsors us. 33-26. Jalen Hurts, the story, it was fantastic in a loss despite the win, going to Kyler and the Cardinals. And afterwards, and I think something is very strange, Doug Peterson still won't say he's the guy. Let's hear from the Eagles.
Hey, Jalen, the offense has been averaging over 400 yards a game since you've been a quarterback. Do you feel that you should be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season?
I want to win. That's something we didn't do today. That's something that you have to, ask Coach. I have an opportunity now. I want to win ball games. I want to do what I can to help this team do that. And it wasn't enough today. So back to the drawing boards I go, and we go as a team. We're going to find a way to, we're going to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, I thought he, had great poise out there, great leadership, played obviously physically tough, mentally tough, made some really good throws down the stretch, especially in the second half. And I'll probably have a decision for you, tomorrow on next week.
This is a really, really fun game. Our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport, who will be joining us with all the headlines this morning and all the up-to-date info on injuries and such around the league. He did report that the Eagles are expected to stick with Jalen Hurts as the starter for the remainder of the season. Nate, there's a couple of different ways to look at this for the future. Like, do they keep Carson just in case it's a holdover? I don't think they're really in a rush to unload him. What do you think they should do with the Hurts versus Wentz sitch?
It's tough because there's gray area, or shall I say green area. Carson Wentz, he has a high dollar sign over his head. So even if you're thinking about moving him, I mean, is there a team out there that would want to make a trade, take on that type of salary? And then also, what will they ask for in return? There's a lot of variables when it comes to trying to move on from Carson Wentz. And on top of that, let's be realistic. I'm going to be a Jalen Hurts stan and be a fan and tell you how great he was. He's physical. He's strong. He was making some really good throws last night. But aside from that, this is a sample size. I'm just playing both sides of it. So if you're an Eagles, in the Eagles front office, you're looking at Jalen Hurts, you're saying, man, he looks really good in the last couple of games. But this is a small sample size. I would love to see Jalen Hurts finish the season off strong and really put this team in a bind, because they're going to have to make a decision moving forward. If he finishes and trends in the right direction moving forward and they still make Carson Wentz the starter next season, then you could lose your locker room off of a decision like that. So I just say right now, let Jalen Hurts finish out the season as your starter and then revisit the conversation in the offseason.
I mean, yeah, look, now we understand it. Like, if you're Carson Wentz, you're like, what do I do? Because Jalen Hurts was awesome yesterday. Jalen Hurts looks like he's as good as any starting quarterback has in his second career start. He was fantastic. So it makes it a little complicated, though, because Wentz, for what a great guy he is, like, you're not the guy. It's just not happening right now. And look what they've got to deal with here. It's a contract situation that is really tricky. He signed a 4-year, $128 million extension last year. He's got $25 million guaranteed. So I think you still take the salary cap, whatever it is, but like, it's hard to say Wentz is the guy when Hurts looks absolutely awesome the past 2 weeks. I'm just fascinated to see what happens starting the day after the season and how they handle this, because Carson Wentz to me looks like a depreciating asset, and Jalen Hurts is a much cheaper, better option right now.
Yeah, we'll get into cap hits and trade offers and all that in the future. In the meantime, I think it's very strange how Doug Peterson is handling it. He says after that effort and that heroic performance by this rookie, I'll have my quarterback announcement on Monday. And Andy Reid will have his quarterback announcement on Monday, too. It's very strange. The Philadelphia Inquirer says, Meanwhile, the Bills are a juggernaut. Haven't won the division since Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise was the #1 song. Michelle Pfeiffer just trying to get through to these kids. Peter liked the John Lovett spoof version. And we all love this. Alan, look at that.
High School High.
Nah, not even worth it. I'll save that one for January. High School High. It's an older movie than Josh Allen. Look at that. Who's he going to go to? Stefan? No. Jake Kummerow. His first catch as a Bill, the former Packer. Rodgers loved Kummerow in Green Bay. And the Bills roll over on the Broncos. They're celebrating 48-19. Break up the Buffalo Bills, Adams.
Bills Mafia, we are so excited for you. The last time the Bills won the division was 1995. Little fun facts here. Josh Allen was not born yet, in fact. Gas only cost $1.99 a gallon. Kyle, the producers really wanted me to let you know that. The #1 show was ER. Oh, hello, Noah Wiley. Oh, hello. And Toy Story was the #1 movie. I want you guys to check out Bills Mafia. Welcoming home safely, I hope. Yes, safely. The Bills after the division-clinching win very early on Sunday morning. We've seen this before, but it never fails to impress and energize this team and us, really. Quarterback Josh Allen loving the moment with his fans. I want to tell you what the playoff implications are after this in the AFC, guys. The Bills are, in fact, still in play for the 2 seed. They can win out. They need the Steelers to drop one more game, and that 2 seed would be there. Of course, no bye. There's only one per conference. The Dolphins have the Ravens breathing down their necks, guys, in the AFC. They'll have to win at Vegas and at Buffalo to guarantee their spot in the postseason. So what did you think of how the AFC shook out this weekend, Nate?
Kyle opened up the highlight by calling these guys juggernauts. And that's a perfect description because these guys are a pretty good team. These guys are one of the better teams in the league. They're one of the best teams in all of football. And they're absolutely legit. And it's the maturity all the way around, from the coaching staff all the way down. And what I love is Josh Allen. He has grown right in front of our eyes. I mean, this young man has taken the reins and said, you know what? If we're going to circle the wagons, I'm going to be the one in the driver's seat. And what I think the biggest compliment I can give this offense is that Josh Allen can light you up without having to display his athletic ability. And he's very athletic, like we're watching right now. I mean, he can power through your defense, you know, like Cam Newton did in 2015 when he was the league MVP. But what we're seeing more often is stuff like this, where he's catching the ball, him dropping back, being a traditional quarterback. I mean, that's the scariest thing. If you're a defense and you're facing the Bills, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to stop him from throwing? Because we know he got an arm. We're watching it right now. Are you going to bring it blitz, the pressure to get out of his hand? Are you going to pull everybody back, rush 3, and give him lanes to run? You really have to pick your poison. Either way, you're going to end up getting killed. And that's what I love about the Bills team, but more specifically this offense.
He might be playing better than any other quarterback in football right now, and that includes Rodgers, Mahomes, Mayfield. Like, he might be the best quarterback in football as we wake up this morning. And if you think about Bills fans, what they've been through with Trent Edwards and J.P. Lossman and Jeff Toole and E.J. Manuel, I mean, the list goes on and on. It's been 25 years since they've had this feeling, and it's not just an overnight success, or it's not like it's going away and it's fleeting. They're so young, they're so well coached. And this guy is awesome. He was amazing on Saturday. Every single, like, this pass here is insanity. The stuff that Mahomes does, you say, oh wow, only Mahomes can do it. I think Allen can do it too. He's got the strongest arm in football. And here we go. We come off of 3 straight weeks of primetime games and these show me games. Bills won all of these games. The ones against the 49ers down in Arizona on a Monday night game with everyone watching. He goes and beats the Steelers on Sunday night in a game a lot of people thought they would falter. And then this one, they're in Denver, and Vic Fangio's this great defensive coordinator. They put up 49 points. Josh Allen is dealing, and I love the feel-good Buffalo story and all that. It's great. It's fine. Like, I think they're over that. They're thinking bigger things. They're not thinking we got in the playoffs or we won the AFC East. This could be the Super Bowl winner this year, and that guy right there might be the Super Bowl MVP. They are that good and that dangerous.
It's fun to say.